Heavy Protection says, I think Kyle Shanahan is failing the 49ers on purpose. If he doesn't want to be here, why stay? Oh man, that's a very serious accusation. Are you getting that vibe?
No. I am getting a vibe that he's out of control, that he's stressed out, that he's a little bit directionless right now. I think that we forget as fans, as players, former players, that they are fallible, and I think we are seeing him fail. I do. I don't think he's failing intentionally. Uh, I think Kyle Shanahan cares for the game. I think he wants a Super Bowl ring as badly as anyone. But the way he's going about it is definitely questionable. This question shouldn't be asked if there wasn't smoke. Basically, where there's smoke, there's fire. People say, I don't think he'd do that to his career. I don't. I think he might be dejected, depressed, being unprofessional. I think he's showing a human side of him we don't want to see, and he should not show. But I don't think he's doing this intentionally. I think this is literally he's screwing up. Yes, but he's not doing this intentionally. I don't think so. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's doing it intentionally. I mean, it would give him too much credit. Like he's some evil genius, and the only time he struggles is when he sandbags himself. Like maybe he's just not that good. Maybe he's just had one good year and a good year in Atlanta. Maybe we had too high of an opinion of him. Maybe he's just overrated. I think that's more likely. Maybe he also is extremely arrogant and thinks that, kind of like Chip Kelly. Like Chip Kelly, when he was losing 13 in a row, never crossed his mind that he could lose his job. It's like, what? It's not my fault. What do you mean? My first year. I'm going to be here next year. I think there's a part of Kyle's like, man, I just got a 6-year extension. I'm great. Everyone knows that if I were to get fired, I'd be like hired right away. They're not going to do that. Maybe he's wrong. He's often wrong. So I don't know. Maybe part of him is just like, it's a throwaway year. They maybe take Lance. He's not ready. I'll just mess around. And next year I'll do better.
I would say this. One of the things that drives me as a martial artist are three things, but two things in particular. That is that I have yet to take a loss in my career. That means everyone is gunning for me. So I'm at the gym all the time. I'm running, I'm swimming, I'm powerlifting, I'm bodybuilding, I'm heavy lifting. Everything drives me to retain not the number one spot in what I do, but rather just to maintain my competitive edge. Mm. You should never feel comfortable with where you are because fame, power, your job, it's fleeting and it can go away like that. So I would hope that his extension has not made him comfortable. So if it's possible, it has, but it definitely should not.
It could be the extension. It could be the late night dinner parties with Jed York, where Jed York seems to be like tweeting late at night kind of stuff that I would tweet if I had had a few too many drinks. That kind of maybe the buddy atmosphere that's in that organization is giving Kyle a sense of security. Like, look, Jed thinks I like him. Jed thinks we're friends. Jim Harbaugh couldn't stand to be in his presence, but I'm like, I hang out with him. So
absolutely no. I think Kyle Shanahan, in a military sense, Jed York is the CNO. He's the chief of naval operations. He's an admiral, and then Kyle Shanahan is this young, kind of hot captain, basically that thinks, hey, I get to hang out with the admiral all the time. I don't have to say sir. I don't have to salute. Well, no, he needs to pull the chain, and absolutely, Shanahan. Here's the thing: we are speculating. We don't know everything that Jed York is saying, but at the same time. There needs to be the party after the Super Bowl is decay, like that to me continues, and just Shanahan is a little bit too young-minded sometimes. I feel he also should not be hanging out with his team. He should be distanced. Leaders should not be out partying with their boys.
We got to wrap this. We got to wrap this up. It's almost 5:00 here on the West Coast, and Friday night is date night for me. So got to keep the. You know what I'm saying? Trey Niners
actually.
Trey Niner says start Dre over Norman, please. What do you think? How about Diamador? How about a young guy? Can we stop bearing young guys who are not necessarily worse than the vet off the street that they're sitting behind?
Here's the thing: even if Lenoir was worse, let me ask this I like this fan for the record. But let me just ask you this: they're not going to be here next year. They might be crippled by the time they play next year. What do we gain by playing them? We need Lenoir.
Nothing. It's the same stuff.
You know what we need him to be? Almost as good as CJ Mosley or Emmanuel Mosley, almost as good as Emmanuel Mosley backup, so that we can draft someone who's better than him. Because next year our Verrett might get injured, and suddenly it's going to be Eman and Lenoir, and we don't want to be in the bargain basement again. So don't play your bargain basement players. Play your rookies.
Cinema Pigeon says Frank Clark of the Chiefs said to challenge Jimmy G's checkdowns and they'd win the Super Bowl, that he'd have to throw the ball. Teams don't fear Jimmy at all. It's true.
That's what I said earlier. Defense focuses on the short pass, give him the middle of the field, and they try to force him to pass it down the field. He can't do that.
Gammon says comments should be answered at the end of each topic. Comments usually pertain to those comments. You usually make videos just on those topics. Thanks, Gammon. And I appreciate your perspective here. The problem is sometimes we'll do a topic and then I'll take questions, and then the question period goes for like a half an hour. And there's other stuff we wanted to talk about. So it's not that simple. I hear where you're coming from. I'll consider it and I'll get back to you.
Awesome.
Kittle is injury prone, but Jimmy's bad throws add. Sure.
Yeah, well, we've been saying that behind the pass, high, bringing your guys to a stop, it just gives the defense time to tee off on your guy. Absolutely.
I bet you Ambry Thomas is better than we think. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it.
Physical tools. Remember, he had 13 reps on the bench press at 225. That's strong for a corner.
Aaron Banks,
so that's
too.
pretty good.
Can we see it for ourselves?
Tools. I don't know how good our secondary coaching is right now. That's the thing. It's hard to judge. Doesn't seem good.